Season of the Haunted is here, and we got a buttload of new weapons in D2 right now. Usually at the beginning of every season, I take a little time to quickly review every new weapon now revealed in the public API and make a mental list of what I want to get my hands on the most. Today, I'm going to touch on 9 weapons in Season 17 that I think are going to go hard and what roles on each I'm interested in. The list is going to include both brand new and new versions of old, now sunset, and dead weapons. TLDR, if it's a weapon you can now get through any new activity contained in Season of the Haunted, it could appear on today's list. But first, I gotta tell you about the sponsor of today's video, HelloFresh. They're America's #1 meal kit for a reason. They make cooking at home fun and easy. HelloFresh offers so many recipes to choose from each week, you'll never find yourself in a rut. On top of that, HelloFresh has options for everyone, including family-friendly, fit and wholesome, and quick and easy meals, so literally something for everybody. Feel like you're not much of a chef? Not a problem. With HelloFresh, you get step-by-step recipes that are unreal easy to follow and pre-proportioned ingredients to help you cut down on prep time. Weekly meal planning is something that I personally really get annoyed by, so the convenience of HelloFresh is a total godsend. Not only are the recipes completely foolproof, but they make cooking at home fun. HelloFresh cuts down on food waste by at least 25% compared to grocery shopping, and it's up to 72% cheaper than dining out. Use my link down in the video description or go to HelloFresh.com and use promo code POGFalloutMay16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts across 6 HelloFresh boxes and free shipping. Don't wait, give them a try today, and big thank you again to HelloFresh. Okay, back to the content. I'm going to go ahead and go through each new weapon that I'm looking forward to the most in no particular order and tell you why I think it's going to go hard in either PvP or PvE. First up, we have the Enyo-D. The Enyo is a 600 RPM SMG that I think is going to shine mainly in PvP. According to the in-game data, Enyo has a zoom factor of 15. If you remember from the most recent patch, 15 is now the highest possible zoom you can get on any SMG, meaning that Enyo is right up at the tippity top. High zoom really does make SMGs feel a ton better, so already we're off to a great start with this weapon. Definitely worth mentioning that Enyo has barrels in column 1, not scopes like the Multi-Mach SMG, meaning that no matter what, you're guaranteed that 15 zoom. You don't have to cross your fingers and hope you get the right scope in column 1. Enyo's got a base range of 49, meaning that with the right roll, you could really easily nail over 70 range total on the gun. And it comes with good perks, including Wellspring, Rampage, and even multi-kill clip in column 4. It also has a few new perks, which I'm really interested in trying out. Fragile Focus gives your weapon extra range until you take damage. While that might sound weird, I kinda like the idea behind it. There's plenty of times in PvP where you're gonna hit another player before they turn around and hit you. The perk might not be great for you all the time, but I feel like it'll be good on a few weapons in PvP. Also, there's probably the more consistent perk, Well-Rounded. All you gotta do there is just hit a charged melee or just throw a grenade. Then you're gonna get a stacking bonus to weapon stability, handling, and range. If you pop a super, you will max out. I love that you don't even need to hit anyone with your grenade, by the way. Just throwing it at all is gonna give you that more range, handling, and stability. All in all, Enyo-D looks really fun in PvP. I think it has good numbers on paper, and I hope to God I get a good roll. Okay, next weapon, we got the Adept D.F.A hand cannon. The original D.F.A was good enough, but now we're getting an Adept version. As soon as we have an opportunity to farm D.F.A in Grandmaster Nightfalls, you know I'm gonna be there. I know there's a lot of competition right now between 140 RPM hand cannons, but I think D.F.A brings enough to the table where it'll stand out. The one perk I'm looking forward to the most on D.F.A is actually timed payload, which is really fun and a very trolly perk for PvP. Not only does payload help fight against damage falloff, mainly because the explosion number never goes down no matter how far away you are. The explosion damage deals extra visual flinch to the guy that you're shooting though. Overall, very annoying to get shot with a 140 RPM with timed payload on it, and that's kind of why I want one. If you want a more straightforward roll, fine, we got that too. Opening shot in column 4, great PvP hand cannon perk. You've also got Wellspring, which will probably be a lot of fun when paired with Solar 3.0. You got Perpetual Motion and Outlaw, which are both great picks for column 3, but again, I'm kind of really interested in Fragile Focus. I think especially on a hand cannon, getting that extra range until you take damage could really help you win a lot of 1v1 gunfights. Moving on, we got the beloved sniper rifle. I know, not much of a shock, right? Well, too and bad. A boring pick or not, it's no shock at all that the Beloved is going to be good in PvP this season. The original version of the gun, now long dead, was highly revered as a godsend, and the shiny new version ain't no different. Well, actually, it is different because guess what? You can craft the new Beloved, and goddamn, that is high on my to-do list right now. Craftable Beloved can drop with some nice PvE perks like 4th times the charm and even the new incandescent, which I will get more into later. But for the most part, yeah, PvP all the way. No distractions, surplus, snapshot, quick draw, and moving target. Take your pick. For me, I'm probably going to go with the ultimate no contest forehead roll of snapshot, moving target. 2 incredible PvP perks, barely any room to argue. I know Bungie made snipers more snappy in Season 17 by 10% to make snapshot feel less like a quote mandatory PvP perk, but whatever. Snapshot is still going to make any sniper feel way better, and I want one. Also, if you're kind of crazy, firmly planted is there too. If you're really good at slide sniping, always an option. Okay, next up we have the Staccato 46, and if you're shocked that I'm hyped about a scout rifle, I know, I'm shocked too, but here we are. Staccato is a 180 RPM scout rifle that does solar damage, and I actually want one for both PvE and PvP. Kinda weird, right? For PvE, Staccato can roll with the brand new perk Incandescent. Defeating a target will spread a Scorch to those nearby. More powerful combatants will cause Scorch in a larger radius. TLDR, I want to light the world on fire in PvE with the Staccato. But it ain't that perk alone. If you open up your Season 17 artifact, we've got 2 perks that are going to pair beautifully with Staccato: Rays of Precision and Solar Fulmination. If you're Radiant, which really ain't hard to do with Solar 3.0, any solar headshot kill will cause the dead enemy to ignite, aka go boom. And with Solar Fulmination, those big booms are going to do more damage in a larger radius. You pair those 2 artifact perks together with Incandescent, and you have the ability to clear big rooms in PvE with no trouble at all. For PvP, I'm really only looking at 2 things: explosive payload and the Suros origin trait. The goal there being to dish out more flinch to your enemy with payload, but take little incoming flinch via the origin trait, which I'm a real big fan of on guns like the Cantata. Do I think Staccato will go as hard in PvP as it will in PvE? Probably not. It'll likely only be good on really large maps, but either way, I'm looking forward to it. Next up, we have Drang. I am so unreasonably happy that Drang is back and better than ever. I'm not always big into sidearms in PvP, but Drang feels so good due in part to the fact that it has a whopping 14 zoom, pretty much higher than every other sidearm out there. If you ever used old Drang and wondered why it felt so good, but other sidearms felt meh, well, now you know. New Drang, by the way, is craftable, which only makes me like it even more. If you're looking for extra damage dealing perks, you've got the usual Rampage and Swashbuckler in column 4. Rampage usually requiring less thought to take advantage of, and Swashbuckler with a bit more planning involved, but way higher ceiling potential overall. Eye of the Storm, Quick Draw, and Moving Target are all available in column 3, and any one of them would be fine, although I'm probably leaning a little bit more towards Eye of the Storm and Moving Target. If you want to know why, Sidearm Dexterity is available in the Season 17 artifact for the low cost of 1 energy, so that puts a tiny little hamper on Quick Draw, only a little bit. Drang could also probably work great in PvE. It has Incandescent and Wellspring. That would be a great pairing with Solar 3.0. Next up, we have one I'm really interested in, the Adept Horror's Least. Now, this one could kind of go either way, a weapon that either a lot of people end up maybe feeling let down by, or with the right roll, you could completely crush an entire lobby in PvP. In Season 16 Trials, the meta was shaken up by a new weapon. Maybe you've heard of it, Peace of Mind. Horror's Least is a very, very similar weapon to Peace of Mind, which is why I'm excited to get one. I don't think one is clear-cut better than the other, though. They both have ups and downs. For example, the Peace of Mind is craftable. It has a higher zoom and has both high cal and ricochet rounds, whereas Horror does not. However, Horror has the following going for it. It has an adept version, meaning it has better weapon mod variety. It has a 55 recoil direction, meaning it does not need counterbalance at all. And finally, Horror can roll with Kill Clip in column 4, a perk I have always dreamed about rolling on Peace of Mind. I know it ain't much to go on, but with the right roll, an adept Kill Clip Horror could absolutely tear apart a PvP lobby. Think of how good Peace of Mind is right now, and then maybe add on Kill Clip. Due to the fact that it is a Nightfall weapon, we're not going to see it much for a while, but later in the season, it's going to pop up in trials a lot. Calling it right now. Next up, we have the Austringer hand cannon. Oh yeah. Like the other new opulent weapons we've touched on today, Austringer can be crafted, which you should take heavy note of because it is now literally the only craftable hand cannon in D2. Austringer can roll with your choice of either Ricochet or High Cal in column 2 and has good PvP options in both column 3 and column 4. Do you remember Air Assault, a perk so bad that Bungie literally benched it from the game? Well, it's back and reworked. Now Air Assault plays into the brand new airborne combat system, and apparently it can give you up to 60 airborne effectiveness depending on how hurt you are. If you're a very jumpy boy hand cannon PvP hunter, that perk might be worth a look to you. If you'd rather fight on the ground like a normie, no problem. Austringer has Eye of the Storm, Snapshot, and Outlaw in column 3, and Opening Shot, Rangefinder, and Rampage in column 4. I'm probably just going to go Eye of the Storm, Rangefinder, or Eye of the Storm Opening Shot as kind of a basic bitch roll. But no matter, it'll get the job done in PvP. Next, we have the Hollow Denial, a brand new Void Trace Rifle with kind of a weird look. Hollow Denial is currently the only craftable trace rifle in the game, and if you'll remember, trace rifles recently got a damage buff in PvE, which is where I want to use it. Mainly because Hollow Denial can drop with a rare perk called Killing Tally. Kills bump up your weapon damage until you either put it away or reload it. That perk used to be featured on the 21% Delirium, but I really want to use it outside of that gun. Other PvE perks that should be great include Adaptive Munitions and Lead from Gold. Remember that on your artifact, you can eventually unlock Overload Trace Rifle, which I'm sure will make Hollow Denial even more fun in PvE. Okay, before I tell you about the 9th weapon I'm most hype about, I want to let you know that there will be honorable mentions, so stick around. But my 9th weapon is the Hero's Burden, aka the upcoming Iron Banner SMG. I really dig SMGs in PvP, and Hero's Burden will likely end up being pretty damn good, despite having a 14 zoom, 1 away from the now best option. It kind of boils down to a few things, but Hero's Burden can potentially roll any of the following perks: Fragile Focus, Air Assault, again, which should be good now, Well-Rounded, Iron Reach, and Kill Clip. Icing on the cake, because Hero's Burden is technically a Suros weapon, can roll with the Suros Anti-Flinch Origin trait, which again, I love. Or if you plan on playing a lot of Iron Banner, the updated Banner Origin trait sounds like it could be a lot of fun in Rift. The Suros Origin perk will definitely IMO be the better all-around PvP Origin trait, but Banner 1 should be enjoyable too. There's also an interesting perk called Repulsor Brace, which can potentially give you an overshield after killing a Void debuffed target. I have no idea yet if that will work in PvP, but of course I'm going to test it the minute I can, and if it does work in PvP, things may get interesting. Alright, I did promise you that there were honorable mentions. I originally left them out because I didn't want today's video to be omega gigantic. If you want to know what they are, easy, head on down to the comment section right now because I'll be putting them up in a pinned comment. After checking out what they are and why I'm interested in them, be sure to leave me a comment down below if there's any weapon you've either grabbed and already really like, or that you have your eye on because you think it'll be great. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely check out my huge Solar 3.0 guide from the other day. Already getting a lot of good feedback on that video, and we really did put a lot of work into it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I appreciate you. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.